What's up, people? I'm back. This is so shit. Yeah, fucked up. Alright, guys. So I haven't been here. Let me take this shit off. I just fucked up because I was gonna let you guys know what the market was to expect tomorrow. What data? Well, alright, you guys. So I haven't been on here, but I just want to make sure what data we have coming up tomorrow because I do believe it's a CPE, I think, or something like that. This is what this is what they're waiting for. So this is gonna trigger the more. So you see how even though we dumped today with the S&P 500, I bet S&P 500 time and date. We're in the 1 hour candle right now. So you see as we have this fall right here, we're pretty much above a weekly trend line, I believe so. And seeing how by crypto, I mean seeing how crypto is reacting, and by that I mean your main ones, your XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. They warning me the market was gonna start dropping Monday or Tuesday, I believe. Today it warned me, Ethereum warned me around 9 a.m. that the market was gonna keep on having that pressure on down. Um, and by 11 o'clock, 11:45, seeing how it was holding, I then knew that the S&P was then gonna just hold that area. And seeing how it's reacting right now, all it's doing is just waiting for tomorrow's news, which is I don't want to fucking I believe 5:30, but anywhere from 5:30 to 7. That's when normally it comes out. Let me check it out real quick. Actually, 5:30 coming out data, and at 7. But the ones everybody really paying attention to is gonna be the 5:30. Also, we have a 3 candle box in the 8-hour candle. And also look how it's holding right on my rally cushion. And that's what I'm saying is waiting for tomorrow's data. This is a 8-hour candle. It closes right now at 10 o'clock. The time to pay attention to S&P 500 is 11:45, 12:30. It's going to tell you really if it's really going to keep on pushing. Think about it this way. The market's already scared. So to be honest, I don't see the market going for it and trying to give this false push, because you normally will have shit like in the morning you'll see S&P 500 open higher as investors await for final data that could trigger blah 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 blah. But since we've been getting bad data, I don't believe the market is gonna do that. I believe the market is gonna stay where we are, because pretty much we're holding this support right here. We're trying to break through this support right here. So that's why tomorrow's day it's gonna be that trigger. It's gonna be the trigger in your next drop. Boom, bim. Your next drop's gonna be right here in this area. See, it's gonna smash through this. We're gonna go to the between 6,590 to 6,557. I have an automatic Fibonacci. And then think about it too. We also still have Monday and Tuesday, I believe, right? For the month. Yeah, Monday and Tuesday. And not just that, the tariffs. The tariffs start October 1st with the brand drugs, I believe, and the trucks, heavy trucks or something about that. So with this bad data, if we have tomorrow, we're gonna have that trigger. It's gonna pull us down to that support, and then and then Monday and Tuesday, depending if we do have data, it's gonna either help us on up and give us this fake pushing up, and when with tariffs, it might bring the market down, or even not just that, because we just have had a shit ton of bad data. So I don't believe the market is gonna recover fucking Monday and Tuesday. I believe we're gonna keep this, and I did what I told the homie. We got earnings coming up mid-October. So for the market to be flying like it was from, let's say, from now to a month, from September 15, when fucking Powell talked, right? Everybody was saying, oh, the everybody started coming, so I didn't really expect the market to really shoot up that crazy. I did expect it to shoot up strong, but nothing crazy. If it would have had different outcome with the Fed with the high rate cut then out and that nobody expected, understandable. But everybody started coming. So the Fed said we wanted to hear, and you really thought the market was gonna just keep on flying from there and then still get earnings and fly even more. That's why I told the homie, what the market's gonna do is they're most likely gonna fake us, push us on up with the Fed, and then we're gonna have some bullshit from here in the next 2-3 weeks. So we're gonna end fucking September down, and then here comes October. The first 2 weeks gonna be wobbly, and it's gonna hold that pressure. But once we get to the final 2 weeks of October and we start getting earnings from the banks, from your Teslas, your Micros, all the big guys. Then you're gonna start seeing this: are the earnings gonna save us, or are the earnings gonna be signaling bad news with the bank's interest rate, or the Tesla's interest? I mean interest rate, with the bank's earnings, or with with the big guys coming up earnings? Are they gonna come with bad numbers and keep that pressure on down, or is this gonna be our safe haven? And from here, the market's gonna again blast off, or second try, go for it. And if that second try doesn't go for it in October, mid October, when earnings come on down, then the market's gonna really start panicking from there. So that's what I told the homie. Either we're gonna start dropping for a month, and then once we get in mid October, we're gonna start recovering with earnings. Earnings is gonna save us or whatnot. On top of that, we're gonna start getting the Fed around that time too. So that's gonna matter too. That's why all this dropping right now, it doesn't surprise me. The other thing that was telling me this was starting was back here. So we started dropping back here in Tuesday. First warning was this right here. How it fell. Your 10 o'clock, because that's when Trump came out, right? Trump was going to talk. I don't think he talked yesterday. I could be wrong, but Friday, White House scheduled President Trump attend the Ryder Cup. Who knows what the fuck that is? U.S. futures steady ahead, PCE inflation. See, so that's what they're waiting for. So the data came out, plus Trump did a speech thing, which then fucking made the markets worried. We had Wednesday data, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, data was bad. And then you had your Thursday. Your Thursday was they call it dump. What's it? They actually have a nickname for Thursday because of the data that it had. All that data was heavy as fuck. It was GDP. It was a whole bunch of data. It was important data. So that was gonna bring the market down. So I wasn't surprised that happened. 23. Okay, so now let me go to XRP. XRP was the one giving me the warning. So let me tell you what I mean by that. So here, Wednesday, Tuesday. So Wednesday we were pumping on up. Wednesday at 12. Wednesday at 12. Okay, so we're on flying. And since XRP wasn't moving the whole time from Monday to Wednesday pretty much, and it was flat, and I saw XRP go up, I was like, all right, cool. The market might, this might be the move because XRP is giving you a hint or whatnot. But then once I start seeing XRP go back to the same area where I was at, and it was Wednesday at 20. If you see Wednesday at 20 is when we start dropping down and we go to that crucial support. So the fact that S&P 500 was right here and XRP was what that. Oh, and XRP was right here and it was breaking the support. That's what I was really cautious about it. And then we'll give it off was when I saw XRP at 9 o'clock do this. Not just that, but then you see on Thursday at 9 o'clock do this, because you gotta remember they close the forward candle at 9. So that 9 is really crucial, telling you where the market's gonna really gonna go. And then we go to Ethereum, and you see how even Ethereum right here, Wednesday at 16. So instead of Ethereum following Bitcoin and having this push on up, that's another thing that worried me. That I saw Ethereum just flat. It wasn't rallying with the S&P 500. So I was like, oh shit, I think this is gonna be a fake out, and we're gonna really start dropping from here. And then once I start seeing this, Wednesday 17, you're 18, you're 20 o'clock. So think about it. At that time, Wednesday 20, XRP And what was it? In S&P 500, they were peaking. They were at a peak, and then from there it started going down. Whereas Ethereum was just staying there and actually started going down. And the hard fall that it had at that peak time, at that Wednesday 20 peak, it just told me, oh, okay, we're gonna go down. We're having bad data. We're gonna really start going down. And that was Wednesday, and that was right here. I mean, my bad. And this was Wednesday down here. So that the fact that Ethereum was just flat, and at Wednesday it was falling down when the S&P was actually at a peak, actually going up, and started dumping down. I was like, okay, we're gonna start going down from here. So XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, not really. It wasn't really fucking telling me because I was just paying attention. And I pay attention to Ethereum, but even right here, even Bitcoin, Wednesday, 20 o'clock, we had that little rally on up, but still, Wednesday at 20, still in the same area, and S&P going to making that H pattern, going back down to support tested again, and seeing where Bitcoin was at, seeing where XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin were at, and how they were acting Wednesday was worrying me that this was gonna be that trigger point to go on down to have the dump, and then also, like I told you guys, Thursday was known as the dump something. I thought ChatGPT gave me a white because of all the data that it had in it. So I was like, oh, okay, that's gonna be the trigger to really falling down if it's a move. And then when I take all this off and I show you all my fucking trend lines, which I know I'm gonna confuse some of you guys, it was also telling me that my trend lines were telling me. So we had a trend line, a weekly trend line right here. This trend line. All right. You go to your forward candle, and as I was seeing this, that's why I was like, first of all, the fact that Bitcoin got stuck here, right? And knowing that we were above this trend line here was my warning, was like, oh shit, we're gonna test this trend line. And especially in Thursday. Look, it was Thursday, we were hanging above the trend line. It was an easier move. Why? Because you had a structure. You had a four candle, three candle box forming. You had what time was it that? Thursday, 9 in the morning. You knew that data was coming out of 5:30, and notice how it wasn't volatile like this, where it was going up and down. You see how structured it was. You see how there's no crazy as a wick and then coming down here. That was telling you that your entry was right. Watch, my indicator probably told me to. It was right here. Watch. And go down 1 hour, 2 hour candle. Come on, puto. It's loading. It's loading. God damn, Wi-Fi sucks. All right, fuck you then. There you go. So here my indicator was here was telling me, yo, buddy, this is your entry. Get ready to sell. And look how we get. The market's about to open. Here's your 5 or 6 holding, and then your 9 o'clock was your warning. Also, because we closed a forward candle, we close at 9 o'clock is when we close the forward candle. So, again, the fact that we're coming to the end of a forward candle and we drop on it and we close this forward candle, this 3 candle box on red, which is how this works. This when you're going down, I know much of you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about because you haven't watched my videos. So normally when it's going down, a 3 candle box is gonna be red, green, red. When it's going up, it's gonna be green, red, green. So the fact that it's going that, you know where your breaking point for that 3 candle box was at, which was right there. It was like, hey buddy, get ready to sell, buddy. We're going down. And also, if you would have looked at the S&P 500 at that time, so let's go to the S&P 500. 9 o'clock, and we close the forward candle at 10. But again, you see how it's still holding. Let's go to Bitcoin. You see how Bitcoin's still holding. So once I saw Bitcoin going down, I tell the homie, hey, we're gonna go. Actually, I wasn't able to send him a screenshot, but I knew we were gonna start breaking on down, especially how everything was looking, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Anyways, you guys, to not make this fucking longer that I'm trying to make it, tomorrow is gonna be the move that's gonna move the market on down. You're gonna see panic in the market, whether it be CNN, NBC, and all that bullshit. And you're also gonna see Bitcoin, Ethereum dump because they're waiting above crucial levels. First of all, you have your XRP that just broke the fucking 50 Fibonacci of a weekly. So that's what I'm saying. We get this bad news tomorrow. We're gonna dump to the 2,600, 6,300 or so in that range. For Ethereum, it's gonna go down to my bad, fucking $2.70. My bad. That was fucking XRP, stupid ass. Yeah, it's gonna drop to 260 or lower. For Ethereum, it's gonna go to 3,500 or even lower too. And for Bitcoin, it could drop down to 104, 103. And finally, for XRP, S&P 500, we're gonna go down to 6,577. So anyways, you guys, yeah, tomorrow might be the trigger. Sorry for making this shit long. I was trying to get prepared to make this shit more understandable. Sorry for slacking on the videos, but I will be making more videos every day. That way I don't hop on every other or 2-3 days and I say, oh yeah, I saw that coming. Not that fucking bullshit, but sorry guys, I'll get on it. Hope this makes sense. I'm out.